If your life feels stuck, if you're constantly stressed, distracted, or unsure of what's next, it's not your job, your past, or your surroundings holding you back. It's your mind, because your mind is the foundation of everything. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs, you become what you believe. You move according to your thoughts. You rise or stay stuck based on how well you build your mind. And just like your body, your mind needs daily training. You don't need more information. You need habits that protect, grow, and strengthen your inner world. So here are 5 powerful habits that will reshape how you think and transform how you live. Habit 1, guard what you feed your mind. You wouldn't put spoiled food in your body, right? You wouldn't pour gasoline into your coffee. You wouldn't drink poison and expect to feel energized. So why are you letting toxic content, negative people, and chaotic noise into your mind? What you feed your mind is what your life becomes. Every word you hear, every image you watch, every conversation you engage in, it's all shaping how you think, how you feel, and how you act. But most people don't even realize it. Your mind is a garden, not a garbage can. Think of your mind like a garden. You are either planting seeds of growth or letting weeds of negativity take over. Every motivational message you listen to, a seed. Every positive affirmation, a seed. Every wise book, podcast, or conversation, another seed. But every toxic drama you scroll past, weed. Every person who drains your energy, weed. Every self-deprecating meme, argument, or gossip video, weed. Every fearful, you're not enough message, weed. And the more weeds you allow, the harder it becomes to grow anything meaningful. You cannot keep feeding your mind trash and expect your life to blossom. It doesn't work that way. You become what you consume. You might not notice it right away, but the effect is real. You watch negativity, you feel heavier. You scroll comparison-filled content, you feel insecure. You binge empty entertainment, you feel numb, distracted, and lost. Now, this doesn't mean you can't enjoy entertainment. It means you have to become selective, disciplined, aware. Ask yourself, is this feeding my fear or my future? Is this helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Is this content building the person I want to become or breaking them down? Because your mind is constantly being shaped. And if you don't take control of what enters it, the world will do it for you. Audit your inputs, like your life depends on it, because it does. Start paying attention to what's coming through your screen. Your phone isn't just a tool, it's a portal to your future or your failure. So clean it up. Unfollow accounts that make you feel less than. Mute people who constantly gossip, complain, or drain your energy. Reduce your exposure to fear-driven media. Fill your feed with people who challenge you to grow. Protect your peace like it's your power, because it is. If you want a strong, sharp, clear mind, you can't just work on it sometimes. You have to protect it all the time. Energy is contagious. So be careful who you let around you. Guarding your mind isn't just about content, it's also about people. Some people speak life into you. Some people pull you down with every sentence. Some people don't mean to, but their energy leaves you feeling scattered, doubtful, or confused. You need to be honest about who deserves access to your mental space. Start surrounding yourself with people who think bigger, who speak with intention, who see possibilities, not just problems, who challenge you, not belittle you, who celebrate growth, not criticize it. Because you're not just protecting your mind, you're protecting your future. Guarding your mind is a daily discipline. You don't build a strong mind once. You build it daily by the thoughts you allow, the content you consume, and the voices you let influence you. This is habit done one for a reason, because everything flows from it. Your confidence, your focus, your peace, your decisions, your relationships, your future. A clear mind creates a clear life. A cluttered mind creates a chaotic one. So today, clean it up. Be fierce about what enters. Be intentional about what you feed yourself. and be proud of the person you're becoming. Because the stronger your mind, the stronger your life. Habit 2, write daily, dump the clutter. Clarify your focus. There's a storm happening inside your mind every single day. Thousands of thoughts, memories, emotions, to-do, doubts, ideas, what ifs, what next. And most of the time, they swirl around unorganized, chaotic, and overwhelming. So how do you take control? You write? Not for the world, not for social media, not to impress anyone. You write to clear the fog and take back your focus. Your mind wasn't designed to hold everything. Your mind is powerful, yes, but it's not a storage container, it's a processing machine. And when you try to hold everything inside, your mind becomes cluttered. Your energy drops. Your clarity fades. Your anxiety builds. Writing isn't just a productivity trick. It's a mental detox. It's how you unload the emotional weight. It's how you sort through the chaos. It's how you listen to yourself without judgment. Journaling is not a trend. It's a tool for clarity. You don't need a fancy notebook. You don't need perfect handwriting. You don't need to write pages and pages. You just need truth. Start with 5 minutes a day. What's on my mind right now? What's bothering me? What am I avoiding? What am I grateful for? What am I learning about myself lately? That's it. No filter, no pressure, just write. Because when you take the thoughts out of your head and put them on paper, something powerful happens. Your problems shrink. Your priorities sharpen. Your peace returns. Use the page to rewire, reflect, and reset. Journaling isn't just for dumping the bad. It's also a place to reinforce the good. Write affirmations that shape your identity. I am focused. I follow through on what I start. I don't chase what belongs to me, flows to me. I am building the life I deserve. Write goals, write gratitude, write what you're proud of. Because when you see your growth on the page, you start to believe in your potential again. You don't just write to release. You write to remember who you are. What you don't express will eventually weigh you down. We've all been there. You feel off, but you don't know why. You're irritated, overwhelmed, unmotivated. You want to change, but can't think straight. That's your inner world screaming for attention. And sometimes the solution isn't a new goal or another motivational video. It's sitting down with yourself, pen in hand, and asking, what am I really feeling right now? The moment you write it down, you shift from being inside the emotion to looking at it objectively. Awareness is the first step to power. And writing is how you build that awareness. This habit will quiet the noise and activate the vision. The world is loud. Your phone, your responsibilities, your emotions, all pulling at your mental energy. But when you write daily, you give your mind a reset. You give your goals a spotlight. You give your peace a chance to breathe. You walk away from that page with more clarity, more control, more confidence in where you're going. Because now you're not just reacting to life. You're intentionally responding to it with focus, purpose, and awareness. Writing is free therapy, free coaching, and free direction. And it's all in your hands. No one needs to read it. No one needs to see it. This is your safe space to explore what's really going on without shame. Because when your mind is full, your power is limited. But when your mind is clear, you become unstoppable. So start today. Even if it's just a paragraph, even if it's messy, even if you don't know what to say, show up to the page and let your mind breathe again. Habit 3, challenge every limiting thought. Let me tell you something that can change your life forever. Not every thought that enters your mind is true. Just because it shows up in your head doesn't mean you have to believe it. But most people do. They take every fear, every doubt, every whisper of insecurity and accept it as fact. And that's how potential dies quietly, internally, mentally. But not you. Not anymore. If you want to build a powerful mind, you have to develop the habit of questioning everything that holds you back. Your thoughts are not always yours. You didn't ask for these beliefs. I'm not smart enough. I'll always be like this. No one will ever understand me. I'll never get it right. It's too late for me. Where did they come from? Maybe a parent said it. Maybe a teacher. Maybe it was a moment of failure you never healed from. Maybe it was society, culture, social media. But here's the truth. You were not born with limiting beliefs. You were taught them, which means you can unlearn them. You do not have to stay trapped in a cage that someone else built in your mind. Strong minds don't accept every thought. They test them. Every time a limiting thought shows up, stop and ask, is this really true? Where did I learn this? What's the evidence for this belief? Who would I be without this thought? If my best friend said this about themselves, what would I tell them? Don't just accept it, challenge it. Because 9 times out of 10, that thought isn't truth, it's just fear in disguise. And fear doesn't need facts. It only needs repetition. And that's why it feels so real, because you've believed it for so long. But belief can be broken, and new beliefs can be built. Replace the lie with the truth. Once you recognize the lie, you don't just leave a hole, you replace it with something stronger. You write a new mental script. I am not behind. I'm building. I am allowed to improve no matter where I started. I'm not perfect, but I am powerful. I may not know everything, but I can learn anything. What I went through isn't who I am, it's what I've overcome. These aren't cheesy quotes. They're mental weapons. They're your defense against the voices that once kept you small. You don't just think your way into a better life. You believe your way into a stronger self. Catch the pattern or repeat the cycle. Limiting thoughts don't just appear randomly. They follow patterns. Maybe you always doubt yourself when you're about to start something new. Maybe shame shows up right after you make progress. Maybe the moment someone praises you, your mind reminds you of every failure. That's not by accident. Those are mental patterns, and if you don't recognize them, you'll repeat them again and again, even in a new environment, even with new goals. So make it your mission. Catch it, interrupt it, replace it, because that's how you break cycles from the inside out. The strongest people win the war in their mind before the world ever sees it. You might not be able to control every thought that pops into your head, but you can control which ones you let live there. You can control what you feed. You can control which thoughts get repeated and which ones get rejected. You don't lose the battle when life gets hard. You lose it when your mind gives in to lies. So speak truth louder than the noise. Affirm who you're becoming louder than who you've been, because the quality of your life will never rise higher than the quality of your beliefs. And when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. Habit 4, sit in stillness. Let your mind breathe. In a world that never stops talking, one of the most radical things you can do is get quiet. No notifications, no background noise, no voices pulling you in different directions, just stillness. Because when your world gets quiet, your mind can finally speak. And when your mind slows down, your soul starts to breathe. This isn't just a spiritual idea, it's a mental health strategy. It's emotional maintenance. It's how you separate the noise from your truth. Your mind isn't tired, it's overstimulated. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just overloaded. Constant scrolling, constant alerts, constant pressure to react, perform, achieve, respond. And somewhere in all that noise, you've lost connection with yourself. You don't know what you're feeling. You don't know what you're avoiding. You don't even know what you want anymore, because your thoughts are buried under the noise of the world. Stillness is how you get it back. Stillness is not a pause in progress. Stillness is progress. Silence is where strength is built. It's in the quiet that you hear what matters. It's in the pause that your nervous system resets. It's in the calm that your clarity returns. It's in the silence that you remember who you are, beyond the titles and the tasks. So build the habit. Sit down. Close your eyes. Breathe in slowly. Exhale gently. No distractions. No expectations. Just be. Even 5 minutes can change your whole energy. Don't underestimate the power of doing nothing on purpose. Because the stronger your inner stillness, the less chaos around you can control you. You don't need a meditation app. You need a moment of truth. You don't have to be a monk. You don't need candles and mantras. Stillness doesn't have to be complicated. It's just the act of slowing down on purpose, of disconnecting from the outer world so you can reconnect to the inner one. Sit in your room before the day starts. Pause in your car before walking into work. Close your eyes on a walk. Feel the air, not your phone. Just stop running for a moment and listen. What rises in the silence might surprise you. Answers you've been begging for. Emotions you've been avoiding. Ideas you've been too distracted to hear. They all live underneath the noise. Stillness is not emptiness. It's alignment. People think stillness is doing nothing. It's not. Stillness is choosing to step out of the storm so you can regain direction. It's where you realign with your values, where you process your thoughts without judgment, where you step out of reaction mode and move with intention again. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it consistently. Because just like the body needs rest to grow, the mind needs stillness to strengthen. Stillness builds emotional control, mental clarity, and inner power. You want to build a stronger mind? Then stop filling every gap with noise. Practice presence. Practice calm. Practice stillness until it becomes your secret weapon. Because the person who can sit in silence is the person who doesn't need chaos to feel alive. They don't react to every emotion. They don't chase every distraction. They move with peace, even when life gets loud. That's not weakness. That's power. And it's a power you can access every single day if you're willing to stop, sit, and let your mind breathe. Habit 5, feed your mind with growth daily. You feed your body every day, right? Why? Because it needs fuel. So does your mind. And if you're not feeding it intentionally, someone else is. The media, the noise, the culture, the fear, the distractions. Your mind is your greatest tool or your greatest trap. It all depends on what you feed it. The person you become tomorrow depends on what you're learning today. So if you want to grow, if you want to think clearer, make better decisions. Live with purpose, start feeding your mind with growth. Every single day. No excuses. You don't need to read a book a week. You just need to learn every day. Too many people think growth is about cramming endless knowledge. No, it's about being consistent. Even 10 minutes a day of intentional learning adds up fast. Read one page of a powerful book. Watch a 5-minute video that teaches you something real. Listen to a podcast on mindset while you drive. Reflect on a lesson you've lived, what it taught you, how it shaped you. You're not just trying to know more. You're trying to think better, and better thinking leads to better choices. And better choices build better lives. You grow in the direction you feed. If you keep feeding fear, you grow more anxious. If you keep feeding distraction, your focus gets weaker. If you keep feeding anger, your peace disappears. But if you feed focus, discipline, and wisdom, you start thinking clearly. You start seeing solutions where others see problems. You start operating from vision instead of reaction. This is the daily practice of champions. They don't hope to grow, they train to grow. They don't wait for wisdom, they seek it. They don't just live, they learn while living. Your mind is a muscle, stretch it. Think of your mind like a muscle. What happens if you never work out? It gets weak, it loses endurance. It can't handle pressure. Same with your thinking. If you never stretch it, if you never challenge your ideas, your assumptions, your habits, your mind becomes passive, reactive, fragile. But when you feed it new perspectives, new skills, new mental models, you grow sharper, wiser, more resilient. What you expose yourself to shapes what you expect from yourself. So expose yourself to excellence. Expose yourself to people who are ahead of you. Not to feel small, but to rise. Let your mind evolve daily. Information isn't power applied insight. We've all heard the quote, knowledge is power. But that's not entirely true. Knowledge is potential power. Power comes from applying what you learn. So don't just consume, act on it. Learn something today, try it tomorrow. Hear something that inspires you, Write it down. Practice it. Reflect on it. See a better way to handle challenges? Try it next time life tests you. Growth without action is entertainment. Growth with action is transformation. Small inputs, a big impact over time. Don't underestimate what 5 minutes a day can do. You're not building a smarter mind for applause. You're doing it for clarity under pressure. Wisdom in hard moments, strength when emotions want to take over. Vision, when the world wants you to stay average. Feed your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. When you make this a habit, everything shifts. You walk into rooms more confident. You solve problems faster. You see through the noise. You rise in silence, because you've been building your inner world while the world was distracted. Closing thought. A powerful mind is not born. It's built one thought at a time, one lesson at a time, one choice to grow. Instead of stay comfortable, so feed it, stretch it, challenge it, sharpen it. And in 6 months, you won't just be thinking better, you'll be living better.